Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to be talking about the special spawn that I didn't think, and probably we all didn't think that were going to come out again. But if you take a good look at the spawn like I did, you can see why they came out with it again. They actually nerfed this special spawn compared to the last one that came out 2 weeks ago. And here's how they nerfed it. Alright, so first things first, in their featured monster list, they threw an extra 34 cost in here. Like, they already had the 34 cost in here like the previous special spawn, except they threw an extra one. And this extra one is complete fodder, to be actually honest with you. The only good thing she has is she's a 34 cost with awakening potential. But eventually, 34 costs will start having awakening potential and she will be pushed back. And I could definitely see Holmes, I could definitely see Hades, I could see by far in the future having awakening potential. I could see Holmes eventually having it. I could see Freya eventually having it. So she really only has a head start in awakening potential. Her abilities are pretty dang much useless. The stuff she has in the awakening, the ability she has in the awakening can be useful. But as for her regular skill, besides Karma, Curse can help depending on the event. And some of the stuff can help for the events too. Other than that, I mean, overall, she's just generally a useless monster. So, with that being said, since they threw in an extra 34 cost in the featured monster list for the special spawn, it makes it a little bit more harder to obtain some of the better monsters like Kyra, Aquarius, Lady Beatrice, Tourbillon. All those other monsters, they're harder to get now thanks to her. My issue is, I'm mainly doing the spawn for Aquarius. Aquarius is not the only thing I want, but I'm all in for Aquarius. I'm all in for Aquarius. I really want Aquarius badly. Not exactly because of her looks, because of her ability. It's so useful and essential to me. It's something I must have. It's like a part of me that's missing is what I'm trying to say. Like, I need Aquarius. Aquarius is something I got to get, so that's why I plan on doing this spawn, is mainly for Aquarius. Don't worry, I do not just tell you guys what to do and then not do it myself. I'm not just after Aquarius for the spawn. Like, if I get a 32 cost monster with Awakening, that is good for me because I could use that. I could genuinely use that to increase my gear score. But I'm mainly going to be after Aquarius. Aquarius is going to be the main thing I want. Also, I don't mind if I get like the AzureWrath stuff again. But again, Aquarius is mainly what I'm going to be after, so that's why I'm going to be doing this spawn overall. And I know I said Aquarius a lot because Aquarius is what I want. I really want Aquarius badly. Anyways, going on with the spawn. The second way they nerfed it is they destroyed the rates. Like, they cut the rates more than half of what they were before. Now, this could be a mistake. This could be a error, an issue, a glitch, because when Kyra first came out, like the first Divine Grace spawn she came out in, I've never seen a Divine Grace besides Kyra's at a 6-point-something% chance. Thankfully, that was a fluke, and they switched it back to a 12% chance, or 12.0-something% chance, before the spawn ended. So, I managed to get Kyra thanks to that. Their last minute decision, thankfully and luckily, and I was one of the first people to actually obtain Kyra. I wasn't aware that I would obtain Kyra through the gear spawn, but I managed to obtain Kyra through the gear spawn, so that is pretty good. Anyways, what I'm trying to say here is, I'm probably going to wait till tomorrow to see if they put the rates back up. If they don't put the rates back up at a 50% chance, I'll probably spawn sometime in the morning tomorrow and make a spawn vid. Spawn vids for me aren't going to be as stressful and important. I mean, I did see how many views I got for the spawn vid compared to me talking about spawns, but I don't care. It's not something I see. It's honestly, you can just pick up a phone, record, and then spawn. That's how easy it is. There's literally almost no effort in doing it. Anybody can do it. That's the issue too. If I were to start off doing these spawn videos, I wouldn't have as much subscribers as I do. And I know that for a fact because there's this YouTuber called Kaios, and he started YouTube I think a couple months after I did. That's after I did. So, I mean, not after I did, before I did. I think he started a couple months before I did. So, and he's behind. All I usually do is talk about spawns. And because of that, I'm assuming that I'm doing more successful than him. because I'm legitimately the only one who pretty much talks about these spawns. I think somebody might talk about them in the forums, but I'm the only YouTuber that talks about them. Anyways, going on with that, you're probably not going to get any SSRs besides the guaranteed SSR, but thanks to the data and the, what was it, results, that's what I was looking for, results that I've obtained thanks to the guaranteed feature SSR piece in the previous special spawn, because they also only had that at a 6.01% chance. I was able to get both Freya and Jupiter from there. So overall, I still believe I think the guaranteed SSR you will be getting through these spawns will still be valuable and still be good. You'll still have something good to obtain through them thanks to the guaranteed SSR, because I think they'll have like a really good rates for those. But that's it. That's pretty much it. All the other 9 pieces you'll be getting through the spawn will probably be SRs or rares. I don't think they're going to be SSRs thanks to the rates down they have on this spawn. Alright, so with that being said, what I recommend doing is, if you want either weapon, armor, or monster first, do those spawns. Don't do the spawn. Do the spawn after you're done with those spawns, because this spawn is extremely broad and listed, so you will have a lot lesser rates if you do the SSR guaranteed feature piece spawn than you would the weapon, armor, or monster spawn, because they have weapons, armors, and monsters in the SSR guaranteed feature piece spawn. While for the armors, they only have armors, for the weapons, they only have the weapons, and for the monsters, they only have the monsters. So those spawns are way narrowed down, and they have way much higher rates in those spawns to actually obtain what you want than the SSR guaranteed gear piece spawn. So I recommend doing those first, and then the SSR guaranteed gear piece spawn. Alright, so why do I say that? Because usually your first or second time, it may not be your first, so if it's not your first, it's usually your second time spawning, your rates will be at its highest, your rates will be at its peak. So you generally want to, and it will affect the guaranteed SSR you're getting, because again, it's going to be random there's going to be a list of what you're guaranteed to get, but it's still going to be random within the list, so there's still rates involved. If your rates are good, you'll probably get something that's more valuable, because A-Team does prioritize rate-wise what is good and not, even in the list, because they understand what is good and not. So stuff like Aquarius and Kyrot probably going to have lower rates than the fodder they just threw in, or perhaps maybe Hades or Freya or Beatrice, or what was the other one, Holmes, all that stuff. I mean, they might have the same rates, they might not prioritize for this spawn, but usually they do prioritize it. So if you have crappy rates, you're probably not gonna get a crappy guarantee out of this, like Salamander or TYR or something like that, instead of one of those monsters in general. So you want to have good rates before you start spawning this spawn, or any of these spawns, because if you don't have good rates, there's really no point in doing them, except for the 2 right here that I will be talking about soon. Alrighty, so now that I covered that, the Awakening Orb and the Ether, if you don't want anything in the spawn, I'd still go for the Awakening Orb and Ether. The Awakening Orb and Ethers are extremely hard to get. Ethers are really hard to get in the first place, because they're time orientated. You have to earn them at a certain amount of time. You cannot earn them by just simply farming. They're not farmable. I mean, they're farmable when they come out with events, but only for those events, and you could only earn them once per what prestige or the item exchange or whatever you're actually going for. You could only earn them once. They're a one and done deal. They're not farmable over and over for that situation, and they might be for a certain amount and then you can't earn them again. So they're a one and done deal. Awakening Orbs are 2 to 3 times harder to get than Ether. Ether you could also get from treasure spawns, but they cost 15 gems on the first try, and then they cost 30 gems from there on out, and you're going to get 50 to 200 medals per spawn. 50 to 200 medals per spawn. A droplet of Ether. These take 10 to make a actual drop of Ether, like a full-fledged drop of Ether, and they cost 160 treasure medals. 50 to 200 medals. Not worth it. This spawn, you can just spawn once right away and get the Ether. And then the Awakening Orbs are 2 to 3 times harder to obtain, because you can't obtain them through the limit cookies, unlike the Ethers. you can't attain them as well as events. Some events you can attain them as much as ethers, but for the most part, awakening orbs and awakening orb pieces are going to be a lot harder to obtain than ethers in general. And ethers can be obtained through the 60th lap of each and every last mission ordeal, like the 180 ones, which you complete 60 times. Orbs don't have that. Orbs are not as... You could go on Google, you could forum this, you can check other YouTube videos. They are extremely hard to get unless you're paying money in this game to actually obtain them. So if you can definitely do the 15 and 31 for the awakening orbs, I recommend it. If you don't have enough gems perhaps and you're choosing between the ether and awakening orbs, go for the awakening orbs. I'd still recommend doing it at a solid 30 because it's still a huge discount because awakening orbs are so hard to get. I'm probably going to be doing this spawn for both awakening orbs. I might not be doing it for both ethers. I might not. It really depends. But awakening orbs are a huge discount, so I recommend doing it. As for ethers, they are a discount either way, 15 or 30. Not as much for 30, but they are for 15 very much. So I recommend doing that as well. With that being said, I hope this helped out, and good luck if you plan on doing this spawn. This is the AzureWrath, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.